Hello and welcome to another instalment of Simmons and Simmons, looking back on my dad's 50 pantomimes, and we're here today at another exciting venue.
We certainly are. This one is the Woodville in Gravesend.
Formerly known as the Woodville Halls, of course.
Yeah, and it wasn't quite like this when we were here back in 1974.
And of course, lovely for you, this was the closest venue you ever performed in to home.
Yeah, it was only 7 miles away from our home in Dartford. This.
Were you ever late?
No, I don't remember ever being late actually, but the most annoying thing was that our name on the posters was incorrect because it said the Simmons brothers. And all our friends and relatives coming to see us because it was so close to home. And oh, look, your name's spelt wrong on the posters. Yes, I know.
Did you ever get anyone waiting outside the stage door saying, Mr. Simmons, can I have your autograph?
No, in fact, I don't think we ever had anyone waiting outside the stage door for us, not even our relatives. Shall we go inside?
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Well, we've come into the theatre through the foyer and we've stopped here in the Kent room, which you believe you rehearsed in all those years ago.
Yeah, this I think was one of the rooms we rehearsed in. There were many sort of studio bits and pieces here and under the stage where we could rehearse back in 1974 when we were doing Aladdin.
So you would have been Chinese policemen, obviously.
I think we were. We kept law and order in Peking, yeah, my brother and I. And also in this show were two great friends of ours. We'd become great friends because they'd been with us 2 years before, or 3 years before, in Goldilocks and the Three Bears in Bath, back in Bath in the Theatre Royal. And that was Roy Lester, who then in Bath was the Dame, and his wonderful wife Paula Lee, who presented a magic act. And in that time, Roy used to assist her in her act. But when they were here with us in pantomime, their two daughters, Claudia and Shelley, assisted in the act. And Paula also played the genie of the lamp.
And you became great friends?
We really were. Christmas Day was spent at our house because we were only 7 miles away. They all came to our house for Christmas, so that was great.
Any hilarious moments that occurred during this season?
Other than our act.
Oh, you think it was that good?
No, but I do remember because he was Ebenezer, Roy, and he was also a stand-up comic, you know, and he was a good comic actually. But this particular day, he came on as Ebenezer, and the front cloth that had just come in ripped right across the top and all fell in a heap around him, and so the whole set was still in view and they couldn't change it until they got another cloth in. So suddenly Ebenezer went into a stand-up routine telling gags. I thought that was great, a great moment.
Not so scary, but keeping the audience entertained.
That's right.
Now this theatre has gone some extensive transformation over the years. That is now the auditorium location, and we're here now outside the box office where it all happens. But this never used to be here when you were here.
Don't think it was like this. I can't remember, honestly remember what the layout was at all.
Maybe people didn't even have to buy tickets back then.
I think they still did, yeah. And I remember the guy who was playing Dane in the pantomime with us, a great old pro called George Bolton.
Yeah.
Whenever he was on stage, he had a very loud voice, but his wife Frida used to be backstage, and whenever he was on stage working, she'd have her fingers in her ears. And I never knew whether it was because he had a loud voice or whether she just didn't want to hear the material he was doing. I never grasped.
Did she also do that when you were on?
I never knew because we were on, so I never saw her.
Probably for the
Got
best.
you there, got you there.
Well, we've come round the back to this iconic location of the Woodville, formerly the Woodville Halls. Yes, it's the stage door where many a person has queued for autographs over the years.
But not mine. But this is the place we used to come through. The three of us would arrive, and three of us because my brother Alan's fiancée, Julia Burnett, was one of the dancers in this show. They'd met previously in summer season in the Isle of Wight, and were together obviously, so she was dancing in this show.
And they got married a couple of years after this?
Yeah, they did.
So do you know if he proposed to her during this season?
I don't know, you've got to ask him. You'll have the chance.
Would have been a nice story.
Yeah, it would have been actually, yeah.
Right, well, do you remember any parts of your act way back over 40 years ago that you did during this season?
Unfortunately, yes. In fact, we may still be doing it. It was here we introduced the cabinet, though it was different to the sword cabinet routine that we later did many times on television and so on, Alan and I. But here it started with a curtain in the front, and we based it on an old pantomime sketch called The Magic Fairy Frame, which I'd rather forget now, to be honest.
Fortunately, it's evolved.
Yeah, and another thing we did, as we were the policemen, Alan would say to me, I want to try to reenact the crime. You be the dead body.
Yeah.
And I'd say, I don't want to be the dead body. He'd say, yeah, it'd be all right, come on, lay here. So I'd lay down, and then he'd say, now the dead body, no, it was over here, and then he'd drag me across the stage. It was, no, that's wrong, and he'd pull me over there, and it was here. No, hang on, it was back here. And I'd get up and say, I'm not going to be the dead body. And he'd say, why not? I'd say, there's too much rattling about. Which I thought at the time was hilarious.
Well, I quite like it.
Oh, do you?
Put that in this year.
This year, we're doing Aladdin again this year.
And then when it gets nothing, so it's over 40 years old, that routine.
Yeah, true.
Well, thanks for joining us. We'll be back at another venue very soon.
We certainly will.
Dreams come true and couplets rhyme in the land of pantomime.